Well, welcome everybody. My name is Steve Kuchin. I'm a holistic health practitioner. I'm living now in the United Kingdom. My last 15 years, I lived in San Diego, California, and I love this country, and I love California, and I love America. Now, I want to present to you my first meeting from the UK about our Avini health products and what they actually can do. And we'll talk about the problem, the company solution, and perhaps where you might fit in. Now, choosing health really requires supplying yourselves with everything that they need while keeping them free of toxins. Health is not valued until sickness comes. And I know this very personally well because in 2004, I lost my son to bad cells in the brain, and he was only 6 years old. So I started studying ever since then, become a holistic practitioner. And I just wanted to research a company that would help in any kind of situation. It doesn't matter in relation to bad cells or whatever they have, but if a company and some products can help resolve this, sign me up. And that's exactly what I did here. Now, what we are told to be healthy, eat good food, eat good nutrition, exercise. But why are people still finding themselves unhealthy? After all that, you exercise well and everything, could be there's something else? There certainly is. The toxicity of our environment is unbelievable. It is astounding. And what we take in our food, water, and air is just like what our parents and grandparents didn't have to endure, but now we have to endure this. Now, I just want to play this video for you here.
Is your body toxic? It's a question many of us rarely take the time to stop and deeply consider. The truth is, regardless of how much effort we commit to keeping ourselves clean and healthy, yes, our bodies are undeniably toxic. The world's most harmful toxic chemicals are not just billowing out of industrial factories and flowing out of processing plants in big cities. Increasing levels of heavy metal toxins are all around you. They are embedded in the clothes you wear. They are laced in the fibers of the carpet in your home and soaked into the artificial turf on your children's playgrounds and athletic fields. Flame retardant chemicals have been added to thousands of consumer products for decades. Most brands of dental floss use Teflon filament and petroleum-based waxes for strength and durability. Unsafe levels of arsenic, lead, and formaldehyde are present in many of our best-selling cosmetic products. Shockingly, in recent studies, over 200 industrial chemicals have been detected in the umbilical cord blood of pregnant women. The list goes on, and there is no escape. The truth is, the air we breathe, the water we drink, even the food we eat and the products we use daily are polluted, contaminated, and tainted with excessive amounts of heavy metal toxins, forever chemicals or PFAs, volatile organic compounds, better known as VOCs, and toxic metabolites in microplastics. Over time, these toxins bioaccumulate, overwhelming our body's ability to naturally heal itself from life-threatening illnesses. Is it any wonder that over 129 million Americans suffer from at least one chronic disease? Even with our heightened health consciousness and remarkable medical advancements, the past 3 decades produced an unprecedented surge in heart disease, respiratory illnesses, hypertension, various cancers, asthma, strokes, obesity, ADHD, and depression. So think about it. Every day, without our consent, unsuspecting amounts of harmful substances infiltrate our bodies and silently make their way into our systems, posing severe and devastating health risks. A recent CNN report highlights the disturbing link between toxic chemical exposure during pregnancy and significant health issues in children after birth. Studies have identified excessive amounts of forever chemicals in our global groundwater. We can't sweat them out or eat enough of the right foods to get them out. In fact, it is some of the so-called healthy foods that are most heavily laced with these harmful amounts of toxins. Rapid weight loss, even with good intentions, has been shown to release considerable amounts of toxins stored in fat cells back into our bloodstream, tissues, and organs. It's alarming, isn't it? Our most dedicated efforts to stay healthy are sabotaged by the essential necessities of breathing, drinking water, and consuming the very foods and nutrients we need to survive. So the real question is, how long does it take for these unhealthy toxins to accumulate in our bodies and trigger a severe health crisis? Well, the evidence is overwhelming. Heavy metal toxins and forever chemicals trapped in our bodies are linked to a myriad of chronic health issues right now, today. Without a solution, preventable diseases will continue to escalate. But here's the good news: there is hope. Get back with the person who introduced you to this video and begin your journey to a healthier you.
Now we have increasing our body burden because of our environment. It is amongst us practically everywhere that we go. So what is the solution for this? The tip of the spear starts with our cell defender. Our cell defender is a actual zeolite. It's coin name detoxylite. It was created in 2004, so we have over 8 million bottles of this already sold. And it is quite astounding the results that it can produce. Let me just share a couple of testimonies with you about this.
All right. I'm Jim McGrath out of New Haven, Connecticut, basically. This is just such an honor to be able to share my story with the Avini family because there was no plan B. About 2.5 years ago, I came down with some rogue cells. It was a male thing. I didn't go to the doctor in time, and by the time they found it, it was as bad as it can get. They have these scales, and it was as bad as it can get. What further complicated things was we wasted time with a misdiagnosis. Try this. Why did they do that? Because it was cheaper than the expensive tests. All that did was I lost 6 months, and it advanced to the next stage and the next stage. And next thing you know, it's dealing with my bones. It's moving to my chest. I've got electric shocks coming down my arm. And I just want to say that I have tried everything. I bought, if it was offered, money was not an object. If I had to travel, that was not an object. Whatever, I was sparing nothing and leaving no stone unturned. But here's the bottom line. I believe that all those things will help you to some degree, but it's not going to get you over the finish line. I also believe that everything is motivated by money, and anybody in my situation is taking 60, 70, 80 pills. That wreaks havoc on your body, on your energy level, your tongue. They take your male hormones away. They shut down your adrenal glands. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, oh my God, where is this? So anyway, the bottom line is, without going into a very long story, I struggled with this for a couple of years, was circling the drain. Everybody was now saying I wouldn't have been here come Christmas. You could hear it in my voice. I couldn't walk for 6 months. I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't even get on the computer for over a year. So come October 6th is when I met Chip and Marcy, and I started on the Avini, and nothing happened. 1 month went by, nothing. It wasn't until the 5th or the 6th week that finally I had a problem going to the bathroom. And that's because I was dumping so many toxins. So November, I spent on the couch. I couldn't even have my Thanksgiving meal with the family. And it wasn't until almost Christmas, I started in October, that I had just a phenomenal improvement in every way measurable. In terms of energy, getting back to work, just doing crazy things, getting out, walking. I couldn't walk for 6 months. So I just have to say that I put my shoulder to the wheel. I was 100% coachable. I bought every single product that they had. And, I am just so, I still hold this bottle in my hand, and I cannot believe that this miracle is mine. It just blows my mind that a couple drops here or there can do what this did with no side effects. So, I'm saying to anybody that this is the perfect complement to any and all treatments. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. I'm just saying whatever you choose in life, the Avini is going to allow your cells to function so much better, which means faster recovery, better tolerance of the medicines, and on and on. So, I kind of 6 weeks, no change, and then it was miraculous. And I shared it with a bunch of people. They were getting results sooner than me. So, everybody is different. And some people that are extremely healthy might take a little longer to see a difference, but that's what it is. So I just want to, in conclusion, tell you that absolutely nothing else works. I don't care if it's diets. I don't care if it's, enemas, bee stings, whatever it is. It doesn't get you over the finish line. And Avini definitely did. And we are so blessed to have that company, that management, the compensation, the professionalism, everything about this company could not be better. So I am more than excited. I'm a whole different person, and I am just going forward with a vengeance like you can't imagine.
Okay, now let's just unpack this a little bit. Here, Jim McGrath, he had a bad cell in his prostate, and it spread out to his bones. So imagine this, a man not being able to walk for 6 months. He was at his last wit's end. He like imagine the whole situation with catheters, with diapers. He can't urinate correctly. It's just a downhill spiral, and the pressure that would what the pressure that one could be in that particular time would be absolutely immense. And the Vini products help him pull through this. And as you can see, he looks very healthy to me. So I just wanted to share something. That's the one biggest concern we have. We have two big concerns on this planet is the bad cell phenomena going on, and also the phenomena of pain. So let's just take a look at one more testimony on pain.
My name is Chanel, and what happened was I went to my massage therapist. I have kyphosis, which is a hunchback, and it hurts a lot, and I've had it since I was about 3 because I broke my collarbone and it didn't heal right. In addition to having fibromyalgia, which I've had chronically for over 10 years, and she rubbed the Plus Relief on me, and I tell you, about 1 minute, I felt so good. I felt a sense of euphoria, and I don't know if that's because I've been in pain for so long and my body was recognizing that I wasn't in pain anymore. I also have a really deep spot in my back underneath my muscles and my shoulder blade that is hard to reach. And after about 7 minutes, I noticed the pain was kind of relieved from that area. After about 10 minutes, it was gone. The pain was gone, and I've had this pain for practically all of my life. And I've used everything that you can think of. I've taken every over the counter, every salve, every balm, every rub that has known to man. And nothing has worked that fast and that well ever in my life, ever in my journey. So I'm so like, I sing it to the high heavens. I've been in pain for 10 years of my life, and having it wiped away in 30 seconds of somebody rubbing on my back, that is the best cream gel that I have ever used by far. By far. I feel so great. It's been about an hour, And I feel like I've never even met pain in my life. So that's, for me, that's really big. That's a really big deal for me. Because the sense of coming out of pain, unless you're in chronic pain, you don't understand. You do not understand what fibromyalgia or any neurological type of situation feels like if you don't know. Like fibromyalgia can make you suicidal because you're hurting from head to toe in an unbearable way. She rubbed it on my back. My body has no pain. My ankle bothers me a lot. No pain. My knees sometimes, no pain. My joints all the time across my whole body. And she just rubbed it on a small section of my back. I don't know if you're familiar with multiple sclerosis, but eventually it puts you in a fetal position. I spent countless hours awake in pain because who can go to sleep in pain? With this product, I definitely can see incorporating it in my everyday life, especially with my kids. I have little kids, 7 and 8 years old. They want me all over them, doing things, jumping, running, playing. I definitely can see myself being able to do that after this product. I've been going through this for a long time, in and out the hospital, and feel like I'm always fighting for my life, and everything is a fight. And I'm only 37 years old. Only 37 years old, and I just feel like, excuse me, because I'm like almost short of ugly crying. I'm trying to spare you, but it's my truth. They told me it was in my head. For many years, they told me it was in my head.
No, that is really quite incredible, I think. And because our product is so basic, and you take it into your mouth, and it goes into your bloodstream, and it goes throughout your lymphatics, and wherever your blood flows, this goes, and it helps clean out your body. I'd like to show just one more testimony here.
Mars, I'm going
Mhm.
to go ahead and ask you now this one question that I already had earlier, because it's a testimonial that I'd love for you to share. And then we'll probably let Chip come on real quick and then break and go to our second half for questions and answers with Marcy and Chip. We had a question. Someone needed a testimonial from someone who was on the spectrum with autism or developmental issues that was older. And I was thinking of the older one that you got to help too. But however, whatever testimonies you want to share with that'd be great, please.
Oh, we've had several that were older. Sometimes people consider somebody in their 20s older than what we're used to working with autism. But understand, autism is something that's been around for decades and decades and decades. So there are people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and so forth. It does exist. It pre-existed. Just because we discovered it 20 years ago with our product, what we could do with it doesn't mean that there weren't people suffering from it for decades, right? So the gentleman I'm going to talk about was 63 years old, and his mom and dad started using the product, giving him the product. His mother was so concerned about what was going to happen to her son, because who could take care of him? They had spent their lives with him being part of everything they did, because they didn't want him in a home. They didn't want him, sequestered away from life. So they kept him with them, but they knew that they couldn't do that forever, because if he was 60, they were 80. He was 63, they were 83. She was 83, her husband was older. But I tell you this, that it was absolutely phenomenal to watch what happened. First thing that happened is he started to get his independence. He started to be able to clearly state his intentions. He was able to talk clear. He was able to control his bladder for the first time in his life. Can you imagine being potty trained at 63 years old? Is that something? Okay. Imagine this. He was able to get a job. So he got a job and started making money. Then he learned how to take care of his money. I mean, how awesome, right? So things were getting tough, and his mom wasn't feeling very well. And she was, as I said, her greatest worry in life was what happens to him next. And so one day he came home from work and he laid his bank book on the table and he said, "Mom, you're all set. I'm going to take care of you from now on." So that's pretty powerful. And I don't think you need to hear a lot of testimonies when you hear one that's exceptional, but repeatable. It occurs. You see, the disease doesn't care how old they are. It's about what happened, the garbage that they picked up along life's journey. His garbage never was depleted until he started taking out the trash with Cell Defender. Okay. And interesting how it worked to layer out the problems and layer in his future and change the outcome for her. The worry, can you imagine looking at her a few years later, how much younger she looked because that wasn't her burden anymore? Talking about what it does for aging. Well, let me tell you something. If you've got a child in trouble, you look it. When your child's not in trouble anymore, you look great. Your burdens are lifted, right? So that's what I have to say about that.
Awesome.
I'm really happy, folks, to have shared these products with you and the results, these miraculous results that they can achieve. Please share them with those that you love and care for.